That's all there is anymore. Nothing wrong with that. But how about all this? From the GM change, they get that overtime win in Edmonton after being on a losing streak, after blowing the 3-0 third period lead in that game, and they have not lost since. Now they're going to St. Louis and making it look close to easy. Does it make sense, Paul?
Well, actually, if somebody asked me if they're going to win tonight, I would say no because
No
they're
game.
not
Yeah,
playing.
good point. Good point.
But no, it wasn't easy. Just in the first period, they had gotten behind. Um, it didn't seem it was pretty even period, and then all of a sudden, in the last 40 minutes, they took over. They outshot the Blues 26-9 in the last 40 minutes of the game after being outshot 9-8 in the first period. And Lyon, he slammed the door. A lot of people thought maybe Lyon should have had both goals. But even if he should have, I mean, from 8:09 in the first period on, he slammed the door. That was it. That was all the Blues would get. And he made some really good saves along the way. He didn't have to make many, only 9 in the last 40 minutes, as I said. But still, especially right near the end, when he gave up the puck, he lost his catching glove and went sprawling back into the net and somehow kept it out. And just a few seconds later, Peyton Krebs scored the empty net goal to put the game away. So, it was maybe an easier last 40 minutes of the game, but the first 20, they were producing turnovers. They got their first goal because of it, Oslin's goal, but they weren't able to really score on Hoffer after that in the first period. And then the Blues kind of took the period over a little bit after that, but then the Sabres got it back.
So Alex Lyon is apparently injured. When did that happen?
Not sure. I mean, he scrambled around. I'm wondering if it was when he was scrambling around, to be quite honest with you, because he did, kind of dive back and do the splits and get back in net. The empty net goal was at 18:44, so that was about the 18-minute mark that he did that. So not being there either in St. Louis or in Dallas right now, nobody really has said. In trying to watch Lindy Ruff's press conference back, it skips. I don't know what's happening with the Sabres feed, but that's happened for a couple of weeks now. It just skips, and you don't really get complete sentences. So I didn't really get exactly what he said about Lyon, but it is possible that they may have to activate Ellis to back up Luukkonen.
I read a report that Ruff said he would be able to do that if necessary, which makes me wonder if Ellis hasn't been ready or
No
able
question.
for a while.
No question. He's been in practice, doing everything he's supposed to be doing. It's not like they've been holding him out or anything. It's been like any other practice. They just haven't activated him.
So I asked Brian Koziol this yesterday, and I'm sure I've asked this, we've talked about this together, you and I. Just what is maybe the most surprising about all of this? You have to get on a roll like this. I mean, they're not blowing anybody out. The goaltending has to come with it. And that certainly happened for these guys. But would that be the most surprising thing? I don't think goaltending can ever be the most surprising thing. So what do you make of this success?
Well, I think Ruff let a goaltender get on a roll for the first time all year and use him like the number one goaltender with Lyon. Now, he doesn't appear to be doing that anymore. It looks like maybe he's going to be alternating now between Lyon, if Lyon is healthy, and Luukkonen. But, the Lyon, if you remember, hadn't won a game since October. And then all of a sudden he got in the net, won the game, and stayed in the net and just kept winning games along the way and was playing very, very well. So I think that really helped, getting him on a roll and just allowing one of the goaltenders. And remember when I was just saying, pick one. Let one get on a roll. I mean, pick one and play one. And they did that finally, and it was Lyon. So I think that was very important. And all of a sudden they bought into what Lindy Ruff was selling, which they hadn't done in a year and a half. They did it sometimes, but not a lot. And now it's really helped them better to be better defensively because they are much, much better with the puck. Nowhere's near as many turnovers that turn into 3-on-1s, occasionally 3-on-0s, or 2-on-1s, or 2-on-0s, or breakaways. I mean, that was just constantly happening to them. And they were, making their goaltender make too many big save opportunities. And they've been much, much better with the puck, especially in third periods. I don't think they've played a poor third period since Seattle. They've either been defending a one-goal lead or tied in every game since, and I think have done a really good job. Look at last night; they outshot the Blues 12-2 in the third period, and Benson scored very early in that third period to give them the lead, and then finally Krebs put it away with the open net goal. So they had once again play in a close game during a third period, although I thought they pretty much dominated the third period. The Blues were not in their zone very often.
So when you have like this turnaround, they've done the thing that you talked about that they needed to do, which was string wins together. So with more than half the season to go, they're basically right back at the beginning, right in the middle with Florida and the Rangers and the Devils and several other teams. What do you think of their chances now?
Yeah, well, it's not lost on them. The pregame interviews yesterday, both Bo Byram and Lindy Ruff, it's like, well, yeah, we're playing better, but we can't afford to get on any type of a losing streak because they've just gotten there now. This is the first time by points percentage they are in a playoff spot. I mean, it took them 9 straight wins. I said 10. To get back in, it'd probably take 10. I was off by 1. So right now they're tied with Florida. Florida would have the 7th spot with the tiebreaker, and Buffalo would have the 8th spot, and they're just barely ahead of the Washington Capitals by points percentage. So right now they are in when you do it that way. And but the thing is, you're not going to win every game, and there's probably going to be an occasion where you're going to lose 2 in a row, and you're hoping that you don't string 3 or 4 in a row together. I mean, that's just the way a hockey season goes. So you had to do all this winning to get where you are right now, and you just barely are in the playoffs now. But you have to, make sure that you don't get on any of these long losing streaks, that you go tumbling back down again. You've worked too hard to get where you are right now, and you have to continue to work hard to stay there.
Tomorrow night, Dallas. That is a 8 o'clock game like last night, so pregame at 7. Paul, we'll look forward to hearing you then.
I will be on with Brian. Take care.
Thank you. Paul Hamilton with us on the Wester Hotline. Pregame show tomorrow night, Sabres and Stars, as I just said, 7 o'clock. More after this. This is Mike Schopp on WGR.